The BRDM sucks. And let me explain. Before I made this video, before I recorded the audio for this video, I threw up a quick poll on YouTube, and I probably should have did this a day or two ago to get a much bigger sample size, but I thought about it right before I was going to record, so about 3 hours after I put up the poll, there was 196 votes, and I gave you guys 4 options. Basically, I just said the BRDM is awesome, needs to be stronger, sucks, or was a dumb idea. Very shocking to me that my opinion that the BRDM sucks is the least shared opinion with about 200 votes in. Only 11% of you think that the BRDM sucks right now. Not surprising that 54% think it needs to be stronger. Now, I almost think that sucks and need to be stronger could kind of fall together. It sucks right now, but if it was stronger, it would be pretty good. 18% say that it's awesome, and 17% say it's a dumb idea. Now in the background of the video, I have some gameplay showing of a match that I played where we do in fact end up getting the BRDM. We find a flare gun in a house and we wait a little bit to shoot it off because we don't know exactly what we want to do. And this is the exact problem that I'm talking about. When the BRDM first came out, as soon as I heard that it was coming out, I was like, alright, I need to find flare guns. We're going to run out of circle. We're going to get this thing and it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a great time. It's going to be funny. Even if we get into way too much trouble, even if we get blown up, no problem, it was probably still a fun match driving that thing around. Watching the initial gameplay on PC, whether it was squads, solos, or duos, the BRDM looked awesome. It was a tank. You could drive through the water, under the bridge, and even if you were getting shot, you weren't going to get blown up. You could drive across the bridge on Erangel, and you wouldn't get blown up just within 10 seconds. But people complained that the BRDM was too overpowered, and so it got nerfed quite heavily. But even in squads, this thing can get blown up in 10 to 15 seconds if you have some focus fire going on.
Don't get run over, dude. Thing hurts.
I won't.
Bye!
And in solos, just forget about it. I actually drove up and stole somebody's BRDM that they called in one time, and by the time that I was able to get out of sight from this guy, I had about 25% left of health on the BRDM, and that was just 2 clips from the AK. And he didn't hit every single shot with the AK, so it's not like I was just sitting there and he was just melting me. I was actively driving away, and he was able to take the health down to about 25%. That is way too weak for a vehicle like this. I want to see the BRDM get buffed to where it was when it first came out on PC. That looked like such fun, and we never got to experience that, unfortunately, on console. So I fall in the same boat as most of you guys do. The BRDM needs to be stronger, but in its current state, right now, the BRDM sucks. The only effective way to use it is to just hide with it until late game. Then you can kind of use it to your advantage with the last fight if you want to try and take the victory. In this match, you'll see exactly what we do. I call in the BRDM, that calls some attention our way, and so we have to fight off these players. But luckily we're able to take them down. Now we just have to locate the BRDM as it's dropping in. Less than 25 left and we have the BRDM. You think we'd be in a good spot here. We shouldn't just get blown up in a matter of seconds if we get shot at. The only thing that saves us in this match from getting blown up is that people just were hesitant to shoot at us. They didn't want to give away their position. I don't know what they were doing, why they didn't shoot it. The BRDM is so weak that if you just have 2 players shooting at the same time, you can melt this thing in 10 seconds. Even if you don't hit every single shot with your weapon, you can take it down. So basically what we're doing, we're just driving around trying to find trouble. We're trying to actively find players to run over because we know that this thing can get killed really quickly and we want to have a little bit of fun with it while we can. And unfortunately for this guy, we find him running to the zone. He doesn't change course, he doesn't shoot back, he doesn't do anything, he just gets splattered. And so we're just going to keep circling around. We're going to try and find more players to run over. If nobody shoots at you, this thing is awesome because they can't shoot into the windows. They can't do anything to you unless they try and blow it up. their best bet is to either hide or shoot it, and I guess a lot of these guys just didn't want to shoot it and give away their position. And it's funny because one of the best ways to use the BRDM, if you're not getting shot at, if you can't run somebody over, say they're hiding from you, you can at least draw attention their way. People see the BRDM from a mile away, they can hear it as well. And so if you're driving around trying to run people over, it's going to make everyone else in the match aware that there's players around there. And so one of the cool things that I noticed on PC when this thing was first coming out, how strong it was, you couldn't get blown up right away. So people were using it to kind of troll players. They would try and run them over. They couldn't do anything. At that point you could get in the BRDM if you wanted to, but most times they would just run away and hide, and then that would actually get them killed because other players would look in their direction. That's exactly what's happening right here. We're driving around and multiple people are getting killed because they're so scared to shoot at us. They're just hiding behind trees, and then that draws attention their way, and then they get taken out. So we're basically trolling these people at this point, driving around. At this point we're just cracking up, and I see two players off in the distance, so why not? I'm going to try and run them over too. But check it out, as soon as they shoot us, look at how fast our health goes down. We were probably 5 or 6 shots away from being blown up, and had they started shooting us sooner, or had someone else shot us, we would have died at this moment. And so now we have to actually get out and fight these guys. But this is what I'm talking about. The BRDM is so soft right now. There's really no reason to use it unless you need a vehicle late game. There's really no reason to use it over getting an airdrop unless you're too scared to shoot the flare off while you're in the zone to get a normal care package, thinking that they'll draw too much attention your way. Then you can use the BRDM, but it's really not that big of an advantage. It just doesn't seem like it takes much damage. And I would even argue that it's easier to blow up a BRDM than it is a Dacia or a UAZ because it's such a bigger target. The thing's massive, and there's no certain spot you have to hit to blow it up. You shoot anywhere on that thing, and it takes damage. And you saw how quickly, just how quickly it can actually go down in health once a player starts shooting at you. So had some players shot us before and taken some of our health away, we would not be in this position to win this match. We would have been blown up a long time ago, and I would have had another reason to hate this thing. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do you agree with me? I think at the very least most people can agree that the BRDM needs to be buffed. It's no fun to use in its current state, and I almost don't want to call it in if I get the flare gun. And that's a huge shame because it is a lot of fun when you actually get to use it. The fact that people weren't shooting us made this thing a lot of fun to drive in because we just got to troll people and actually get them killed from trying to hide from us. But as soon as we started getting shot at, we had to bail almost immediately, otherwise we would have been blown up and we wouldn't have went on to win the match. Remember to like the video if you enjoyed and subscribe to stay up to date on everything that I publish. Follow me on Twitter at YTBoris15. But with all that being said, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Until next time, I'll see you later.